Hey everybody, Nebraska Yak here, and today I have a Yak-Hack called a tree anchor. People often ask me, just how do you anchor while you're out there in the wind? And while there are a few different types of anchors you can make, this one is by far one of the most effective ways to anchor tightly next to trees when you're jigging for bass, crappie, and bluegill. And I'll show you exactly how to make it. The only parts you're going to need to be able to make your tree anchor is one, a way to anchor down. You can use fish grips or whatever, but I like to use these little clamps. This one happens to be by Irwin. You're going to need some bungee shock cord, a little length of that. And you don't want to make it too long because you don't want it to stretch too far and snap back at you. You're going to need some heat shrink here to go over it and make it nice and watertight. And this is some 12 gauge anchor wire as well, which I'm going to use to make a leash for the anchor itself. Now the only tools you're going to need are a pair of needle nose pliers with the wire cutters in between, and a drill just to drill the hole in the grip itself so that you can tie it off. And you'll need a lighter at the end just to cinch up any fraying on the bungee shock cord. And finally, just a pair of scissors to cut the cord to length is all you'll need. Okay, so let's get started by cutting about 2 feet of our bungee shock cord here. We're going to want about 18 effective inches on here, but we're going to cut 2 feet because in a minute we're going to be bending it around to crimp it, and we're going to lose several inches as we put it on both ends. Alright, so the next step is to go ahead and create a small loop in your cord, just pinching it with your finger. And we're going to tie this off with the anchor wire here. And so you can just bend the anchor wire around and we'll cinch it down later. Okay, with the anchor wire wrapped around your loop there, go ahead and adjust it to where you would want it to be, which is about this sort of length here. And then we're going to start cinching it down with the needle nose pliers and making it nice and tight. Okay, now with the anchor wire cinched down tight around the loop, we're just going to cut off the ends and any excess. And now with the excess cut off, we're just going to cinch these parts down just a little bit tighter. And now with the anchor wire tightly wrapped around the loop here and the excess cut off, I can take half a piece of the heat shrink and slide it into place. Now it's going to be a little tight, but that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. And slide it on here. Now with the heat shrink safely over the loop and the piece of anchor wire here, you're going to use a lighter, careful not to burn yourself, and cinch it down. Now the heat shrink is nice and tight, makes this nice and watertight and no snags. Now with a 1/4 inch drill bit, we're going to drill a hole inside the already pre-drilled hole in one of the sides of the grip here. So let's get that started. Now we just need to take the other end of the shock cord and fit it through the hole we just drilled. Use that and tie a knot. Now we have a nice tight knot at the end of our cord, and it's through the hole, and we're going to use the lighter once again just to prevent any fraying on the end of this. Perfect. Now it'll cinch right inside of there. And on the other end we have our loop, and we're going to use our no-knot carabiner that we created in another Yak-Hack to create all the pieces you need for a tree anchor. Now with your no-knot carabiner you can easily attach your tree anchor to your kayak. And I like to attach my tree anchor to the seat here for easy transport as I move out to the tree that I want to fish at. Well, that's it for this Yak-Hack. I sure hope you found it beneficial and can use this yourself. I'll leave a link in the description below to some of the parts I used here. But that's it for now. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you on the water.